Alright, guys. AW here, Aaron Warrior. What's up, guys? What's up? I actually just got back from being out, so luckily, I'm only about a few minutes late. The good news is I'm only a few minutes late, so I'm here, guys. Alright? Yeah, alright. Man, alright, who am I waiting for? Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta get the trailer up. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. I'm gonna do that. And Red's here. Or actually, Red Diddy. Alright. We're not gonna put the sound on, guys. Okay? I'm not gonna put the sound on. Let y'all know. I may expect some haters in this chat. I don't know. Shut up, Red. But yeah. I'm gonna get the trailer up. I'm gonna do that right now, and then we're gonna take a look at it. All right. I did do a video on this trailer. Shut up, Red. Shut up. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully I get people to pop in soon. I'm a little. Man, I hope you're all good. Okay, I hope you're all good. So yeah, yesterday, guys, make sure to join membership. And Red, your membership's almost no. Make sure to join membership, guys. Please. All right, not overly expensive. Okay. I hope to see people start popping in fucking soon. Oh, shut up, Red Itty. Shut up, Red Itty. I don't know if Blind is joining me or not. I got Backlash tonight. Actually, Backlash is 2.5 hours. Okay. That's wrestling. And our boy, John Cena, the star of Peacemaker, is wrestling tonight. So what we're going to do in this video, this stream, not video, is we're going to look at the trailer together, me and you. I seen it yesterday, did a video on it, and we're going to break it down, you know, DX, Reddit, break it down, and we're going to talk about this and connections to Superman, the movie Red 80 is looking forward to. Okay? All right, that's the plan. Say hello to Sideways. I hope. I'm really hoping Degrassi shows up, but I'm not sure. Maybe he's busy. Blind shows up. Maybe George. I don't know. Whoever could show up. 56K. Finbar. I was hoping Finbar could joins up. Okay. You know what? I gotta fucking invite Finbar. Okay. Oh, I just do that. Okay. Um, right? So 2.5 years, man. 2.5 years. 2.5 years since season one. Yeah, long. Moxie's heel turn was shit. 2.5 years since season one, and really, what I saw in this trailer was shocking and surprising. Okay, and we're gonna go over it, but we're not gonna go over the volume. We're not gonna hear it. I'll put on captions though. Okay. So I'll put on the captions so you know what the dialogue was. Okay, let's take a look. I'll get rid of the banner too. Okay. Yeah, crank toys. They're going to be doing backflips to get you to join. Yeah, they're gonna be asking you for backflips. Ah, look, this is actually look. This is actually Sean Gunn's first appearance as Master Lord in the DCU. He's cast in in Superman, but we don't see him in the teaser trailer back in December. But we do see him for the first time making an appearance in Peacemaker. Obviously, recruiting for the team that he has formed, right? So this is Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord, James Gunn's brother, and people are gonna, there's certain people, group of people out there, you know, accusing of James Gunn of nepotism for casting his own brother when he always casts his own brother. But whatever, let them bitch. That's Calendar Man, you dumbass. Not anymore, brother. Not anymore. I don't think Calendar Man recruits people. Recruits people, brother. I'm gonna call you brother. I'm gonna call you brother now, man. Every time I'm gonna talk like Hulk Hogan, brother. All right, let's continue. And there's Peacemaker, and being recruited, being interviewed. And there's Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl. They're in the interviewing process. Oh, there's the woman that there's the girl Red Itty wants the finger. Hey, look, Red. It's Dina. Dina from Last of Us. Welcome back so much. There's your. Are you excited to see this is your crush from Last of Us? This is the woman you want to finger, brother. Okay. This is who Red wants. This is who Red wants. Okay. This is Red's dream girl. Yeah. Red will skewer Cena to death. Yeah, you wish. You wish. You wish, brother. You wish. But this is your girl, brother. This is a girl you want to finger. Remember? Remember? I know it. Yeah, I know you do. I know you want. I know you. I know how much you want her. Want her. Okay, let's continue. And there's Guy Gardner, popcorn, variety helmets. This guy sucks. They don't like this guy. They don't like this guy at all. We were talking about your butts and stuff, and also you said I suck. What? But I suck. Wow. Wow. Now she's eating popcorn. Okay. Oh, did Grace Randolph do a thing on this? That's what I like to know. Did Grace Randolph make a video on this? Let's see if Grace Randolph made a video on this. No, she didn't. Ah, I got a hot girl pregnant. Yeah, yeah, you do that. We gotta get back in the house first. Oh my god. All right. From James Gunn. Oh, here's Peacemaker. Yeah, he's pissed. He's walking out pissed. They don't want him. They rejected him. That's a cameo, guys. That's a cameo. Oh yeah. Come to the conclusion you suffer from particularly severe form of toxic masculinity. Talking to a woman, to a girl. Ah, Argus. Here we go. Rick Flag Senior. Here's Rick Flag Senior. The father of Rick Flag Jr., who wants revenge on Peacemaker, has taken control of Argus. Apparently, was named director. Does he know that I have killed his son? Yeah, he knows. Bring me Peacemaker. Cyrus' favorite YouTuber is Jeremy from Geeks and Gaylord. Oh, it's this guy. Um, not this guy. This guy. Who is this actor's name again? I've seen him before. Who is his name again? Yeah, that guy. This guy. Who I've seen him from? What? Like, what's his name? I forgot the actor's name. August 21st. Yeah. All right, man. Look at her kick ass. Mm. This guy. I'm drinking. Oh man, the vigilante. Oh, vigilante. Frank Grillo. Oh, that guy. Oh right. Oh yeah, everybody's shooting up. Oh, here's the interesting part coming up. Oh, here's the interesting part. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, man? Multiverse movie? Yeah. Oh, shut up. I know you're gonna love it, Red Eddie. You're gonna love it. I know you're gonna watch it, buddy. What is what the hell's happening here, guys? What's the theories here? Multiverse? Multiverse? What is going on here? Is is Peacemaker in is Peacemaker in Avengers Doomsday? Will it be Avengers Doomsday? Is that what's happening here? Is he gonna be in Avengers Doomsday Peacemaker? Oh my god, DC! Wait, DC's doing the multiverse too? Just like Marvel? Yeah. What's going on? Where's Blinded? Where's Blinded? Where's my buddy Blinded? I want Blinded in. I want him to shine, to chime in. Not shine, chime in. What do you think, guys? What are your theories here? What do you think is going on in this one scene? And Red Eddie, be serious for a moment, right? I'm gonna be like Lance Storm and ask you to be serious for a moment. If I could be serious for a moment, okay? You think this is what it is? DCU Peacemaker for DCEU Peacemaker. But how would that come to fruition? How could the DCU Peacemaker and the DCU Peacemaker confront each other? How? That's I want to know. I know you're not serious, brother. I want you to be real serious. Yeah. Peacemaker 2 is going to be off. Oh, shush. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love when we do a review show every Thursday after it airs. You're going to love it, Red Eddie. You're going to love it. This movie, well, it's not a movie first of all, but there's your big wall there. Yeah, you are. You are red. I know you, buddy. I know you are. I know you are. I can see into the future. Help me sideways. um, no, you're wrong, brother. You're dead wrong. It's not a movie. You're funny. I love how funny you are. I love it. I love every bit of it. Like Kramer would say from Seinfeld. But let's see. Let's go back to some scenes. Let's go back. Let's dissect. All right. This is you, Red. This is you, Red. When AEW doesn't do well. That's my only guess. Okay. Where is everybody? Where's Blinded? Where's the grassy? I need a grassy in here. That's your only guess? DCU? DCU cares DCU? Oh man, you're hilarious, Red. You're... Yeah, Red Eddie. Yeah, yeah. 2000, 3000 capacity stadium. Very impressive. Very impressive. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, Mexico. Well, I can't believe we're fighting here. Blinded. Get in here. Get in here, Blinded. Okay, we're here to talk Peacemaker, my brothers. Okay. Okay, Red Eddie. All right, this is you. This is you frustrated. And this is Jarble. This is Jarble. This is Jarble right here. Oh, what does Jarble have to say about this trailer? I bet you Jarble's gonna shit on this trailer too. Jarble. Alternate Peacemaker. Not even the fat sold a single show in Mexico during the house show tour last year. They don't even do house shows. Alternate Peacemaker. This is a jarble when things don't go. Oh, by the way, you see the ring, right? On his finger. And his middle finger too. He has a ring on his middle finger. So Guy Gardner, that's definitely. There's probably. I wonder what the reason why is on his middle finger. I wonder if it's because he's a jerk and he gives people the finger. So it's on his middle finger, the ring. You know, that's jarble when things don't go right. Yes, they do more. Where's Finbar? Finbar will be shitting on you too, brother. Finbar, get your butt in here. Oh well. Who? And this is look. What's Dina doing there? Dina eating popcorn. What's Dina doing there? This is Red's favorite girl. Remember what you said? Remember what you said on Sunday stream, Red? You want to finger her? Well, you want to finger hot girl? Okay, I got a goal, and I gotta go. Give me one super chat, and once I have one super chat, this goal is. I'll tell you what the goal is. Okay, whoever gives me the super chat, I'll reach my goal, and the goal will reveal what the reward is. And the reward is right now. I'll reveal right now is Superman gonna be in Peacemaker. So give me a super chat, and you'll see that. Okay, you'll see that question. Okay, give me a super chat, and you'll see the question. Seagull, right? So you got an hour, an hour for that. Okay, so because Colin's a liar, man, a bullshitter. So send me a trailer, and you'll not a trailer, a super chat. Okay, and you will see what the goal is. Okay, because I really want to ask you this question. I was planning to ask this question anyway, but I only see two people in the chat, so like I want more people in the chat so I can actually make this a poll too. So send me a super chat, and I will answer it. I don't care if it's $2, $5, whatever. Okay, but look, yeah, so the Hot Girl and Guy Gardner and Maxwell Lord are in it, and nobody knew about that. Nobody, none of the scoopers or anybody said they were going to be in it. but we know they're in it. And this is the first time we see a hot girl in the DCU without the without her helmet, her helmet, and she exactly looks like Dina. It's like Dina decided, you know what? Hey Ellie, I just found something that could get me. I just found this device. Oh my god, Ellie, help me! I'm getting sucked into this universe. Now she's hot girl. Okay, so they're trying to. I mean, it kind of makes sense why he would interview for a position on Max Lord's team, because Max Lord is trying to make a team, right? Man, make a team, whether it's after or before Superman. It feels like it's after Superman. Something feels like this is after Superman. Because there's no Mr. Terrific. If Mr. Terrific's part of that team too, it doesn't feel like Mr. Terrific is. So I think this is after Superman. This is taking place after Superman. Okay. And oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this pic, brothers. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this great? Look what I just stumbled upon. Come on. She's possessed. Look at this pic. Look, she's possessed, right? Possessed by a demon. Okay. All right. All right. All right, guys. Talk. Come on. Where's everybody? Oh, thank God. Somebody. Thank God. Go ahead. Do what you gotta do.
Diddy,
It's the worst fear, Red Diddy.
Red Diddy. Nah,
Red
my
Diddy.
site is not on Red Diddy, but instead Reddit because the stupid mods are retarded. And yeah, they said I said to some guy he needs to get a fucking job and needs to get a fucking life because he's so freaking annoying. Just keeps responding to me. Apparently that was too disrespectful, so they removed my comment and said if you do it again, we'll ban you. And I'm
What
like,
happened?
oh, pussy ass Reddit on the Marvel Studio spoiler subreddit. Uh, an argument broke out because I said Daredevil deserves a cameo in Avengers, one of the Avengers movies, and apparently people were like, "But Daredevil's a solo character; he can't appear in the Avengers movies." And I said, "I don't give a fuck. He's been in the MCU for 10 years. He
Spider Man is a
deserves at
solo
least a."
character.
Well, that's what I told them, and they're like, "Well, this is different." Okay, it's always,
Different.
and so I called him a dork. I said he needs to get a job and or maybe read some comics because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was just aggressive as fuck. But he was just really annoying. Like he just pissed me off, and he was saying, well, he was insulting my intelligence too. But so I just fired back at him, and they were like, "Oh, that's too disrespectful." Well, I've seen your account too, Reddit mod. You got some fat
Um,
sausage finger hands. I don't give a
I hope
fuck.
this guy knows almost every single solo character in the history of comics have worked in a team, like of some sort.
It's a cameo. It's not a big
Yeah,
deal. Like, and
it's a
and then the
cameo.
guy's like,
Dude,
all you want is just a stupid cameo. Yes, yes. I've been telling you for the last several comments. Yes, I want a silly cameo. It has nothing to do with the movie yet. Like it's like, listen. I've said this before. You could do cameos, and they can balance out with the story.
well,
Very simple.
I do have breaking news. I know Peacemaker is going to be Avengers Doomsday because there's a variant of him. So,
Yeah, I'm sure Matty Fat Jarbo is also upset by that too.
oh, let's take a look. Let's take a look at that trailer, man. I have captions on, so I don't want to get hit, right? Um,
Yeah,
so I know you've seen this already, but we're gonna do it together. Yes, this is the first time we see Max Lord, and
yeah.
but Red will say it's Calendar Man. Technically, it's true. He was Calendar Man.
He's like three characters in the DCU.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Who is he? Who is he? Oh, he's also
Weasel.
well, Weasel. I really don't count that because he doesn't really talk Weasel. He doesn't really play. I mean, he does the motion
He
capture. I would
does
say.
he does voice Weasel. And he also did GI Robot.
Diddy will be Peacemaker too. Oh shit!
Yeah, Diddy
You should
might be in
super chat
Peacemaker
that.
too.
Super chat that. I know about the rumor from Brand New Day. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, we got. So he's being recruited by Max Lord's team. Now,
By the way, I will say one thing. I kind of I will say this. I don't like Maxwell Lord. Just the look of him and like this
yeah,
character seems like he's gonna be a throwaway character.
he doesn't seem like what Max Lord would look like. Uh,
No.
oh, we got Dina. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is on the same actress who plays Dina. Is it what we're saying?
Which by the way, that based on some of the Superman rumors, I'm kind of maybe a little bit surprised that they showed this trailer because I feel
Yeah, it
like
means
this trailer kind of does confirm something about this particular team.
so. From what I hear, Superman's before this. I don't mean like coming out before, but I mean timeline. Even still, timeline.
Hmm.
Superman's before this,
I
right?
still I was saying to Aaron that I think Superman is going to appear in the
I
show. That's
I
my
don't.
prediction.
I don't. But somebody super chat that so I can ask, so I can make it a poll. Yeah, ready? I'm asking you, looking at you.
What should I get for my lunch break? Yeah, I didn't like Pedro Pascal's Maxwell Lord. I don't the look of this one.
You.
I don't like. So I don't know. We'll have to see though. I wish it was a different actor. 'Cause he just doesn't look like Maxwell Lord at all.
Look at Guy Gardner.
Yeah, he's fine. The rest of the characters are fine.
Mm-hmm. This is them recruiting for whatever team the Maxwell Lord this form has.
Right.
So my guess, I don't know, is Mr. Terrific part of that team?
Yeah, Mr. Terrific and Metamorphos. Is it Metamor? I can never say his name. It's so fucking
Metamorpho,
long.
yeah.
Okay.
And this is
Yeah, I
Peacemaker.
do wonder if they will just eventually become the Terrifics, but
Yeah. But me, Maxwell Lord, he probably has an alternative motive. Look at her,
yeah.
look at her. She's just eating popcorn. All right. So obviously
Well,
this is
they kind of look shady too. Like they're doing this in this like
yeah.
abandoned building or whatever it is to recruit people. Like you'd think they would recruit them at like his HQ. Why are they doing it in secret? That's what I mean. That's why I feel like I'm kind of surprised that they showed this because it's like there's a rumor about this team in particular. So, but they're
Um,
potentially not
port.
really. They're not really professionals. That's
No.
really yeah. They're not really professionals, and their name is not a name that is professional by any means. It's not a comic name at all. So that makes me think there's something that is going to happen to this team. I expect the answers. I answered y'all question.
I
When
love
should I
this
get?
Minecraft girl.
What should I get for your lunch break? I don't know. Get a big fucking bag of dicks. You can eat that. It's got a lot of calories. Diddy calories. I'm just going off today. I'm just so aggressive.
Look at Vigilante.
Yeah, vigilante.
Who is it? What's the character's name again? Economics? Economics.
Yeah,
Something like that. Economic? I don't know.
I think it is economics or something like that.
Hardcore James Gunn's wife. Oh, are they
Yeah,
gonna come up? Oh, it's nepotism. His wife, his brother, and yeah, the same. They're gonna do the same thing over and
yeah.
over again.
They're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Toss. This is funny. Toss. He was talking to a
Yeah,
woman. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah. So Rick Flag become. Well, it's
keep
confirmed
going.
becomes the new director of Argus.
Mhm.
Yeah. Damn. He knows he's killed his son. Yeah. He wants Peacemaker, obviously.
Which, by the way, when does this even take place in comparison to Creature Commandos?
Yeah.
If
Good
he's the head of
question.
Argus, because we saw Amanda Waller there, even though she would technically wouldn't she have been on the run since
I
Peacemaker
thought
season 1?
I thought Creature Commandos who is demoted to forming the Creature Commandos team instead of like I thought she was demoted. Was she demoted?
I didn't think she was demoted. I thought the reason why she was assembling the Creature Commandos was
Oh,
because she couldn't assemble the Suicide Squad anymore
oh,
because
that's what I thought.
because
That's
it's
what demotion
outlawed.
was. I thought that was a demotion,
I guess I don't know. I mean,
like
you would think,
reassignment or something. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. Because didn't her
Wendy's,
daughter out? Didn't her daughter out
Andy's
in public?
fries. Yeah, she did.
Um,
Wendy's, Del Taco. I have no clue what the hell Del Taco is. We don't have that here.
no. Wendy's is
McDonald's.
better than McDonald's. That's for sure.
Why don't you get whatever the worst thing is on that list?
Yeah,
Since you
worst
keep
leg.
asking, get the worst thing on that list.
That's funny. Worst leg. Oh man, look at this guy. I know this actor. What the fuck is this actor's name?
Yeah, I've seen them before. I just don't remember.
Yeah,
August
look.
21st.
Yeah, that's when it comes out. Oh
Tries
my
to
god.
stab that guy.
What's her shirt? She's wearing a Batman shirt?
Ooh, no.
No, that's not a Batman shirt. No, there you go.
By the way, that house looked like the house. By the way, go back. I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but I think there might be some episode that is like a reference to Evil Dead. Because look at that. Look at the
Oh
house.
yeah,
Look at the car.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
might look like
then
feathers. I don't know.
no, I think these are leaves.
Oh, those are
And
leaves.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then keep going.
Oh yeah.
There's another part here, yeah, where he's in the cabin. Also, by the way, what character is Michael Rooker playing? Some people are saying he plays that cocaine villain.
Oh yeah, he also does play. Oh yeah, he's playing a second character in DCU because he does
Yeah,
play another Savant.
Yeah, but Savant's dead. So
So if I was, yeah,
yeah, that's another thing too. Why does I will say this: does James Gunn really need to keep bringing or reusing the same actors if it's all supposed to be in the same universe?
the thing is, that's a good question because the end, the end of
Pause it
this.
here. We'll talk about this because this is important.
Okay, we'll get to the. Okay,
Pause.
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that's kind of annoying. It's like I'd rather see new actors come into the DCU instead of it just being the same. Like, because the thing is, like, if you are, because I mean, Savant is dead. So if Michael Rooker is supposed to come back, why wouldn't you want to like use him for a bigger role? You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
so that's kind of like my only issue. Like, for example, like I don't think, and again, we'll have to see it in the movie, but like for his first appearance, I'm not really liking his look. Like, and I also just feel like Maxwell Lord is not going to be a character that we see around for the rest of the DCU, especially if it is played by his brother. So, I mean, we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, so, okay, moving on to this part. So, this is potentially what James Gunn was talking about, where there's an explanation of what happened at the ending of Peacemaker season one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess this may deal with some multiverse stuff, but not maybe not necessarily. Like maybe this is like I think this might be the beginning of the show. To be honest, this is my guess, my theory, and so my theory is that this Peacemaker here
Hmm. The
that
one
we're
in the back.
seeing in the back, I
Yeah.
think that's the DCU Peacemaker. That's my theory, and then the Peacemaker from the DCEU, kills him and replaces him, and then the rest of the show kind of goes on as normal. But like I guess everybody does isn't aware that he's a different Peacemaker. That's like
How's
my theory.
okay? So, how does I explain the Suicide Squad then when he gets shot in the throat, makes up in the hospital? Does that say happen to both Peacemakers?
Yes, that's my guess. It's just a different universe with different.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like the Justice League ending did happen, but it just didn't happen in this universe,
Oh yeah,
and it was all just some bullshit that Peacemaker says, but everybody who was there is like that never happened. But he's like technically right. But I mean, we'll see. Because the thing is, if they are introducing this idea of a multiverse, it would
already.
be slightly confusing if this guy at the back here was the DCEU Peacemaker. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't see that being the case. Like, I also feel like this might. I hope it really is just a joke, like a throwaway joke, because if it is some plot related thing, I'm not gonna be like, it might be well done, but it's like I thought we were not gonna dabble into the multiverse stuff because then people are just gonna constantly bitch and moan. You know what I mean? Like they're just gonna be like, "Oh,
Oh.
the DCU still technically exists," and blah 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 blah, and it could come back, and like
And then they're gonna say if that's the case, Snyder could come back.
yeah, I'm sure they'll. Yeah, there's already
Yeah.
people who watched the trailer who already said they weren't going to watch the show, already complaining about
Yeah.
how I don't like the DCU. We already know that you don't like the DCU, idiot.
Yeah.
You said this like for the last 3 years before we even got a DCU or DCU. Like come on, like we already know you don't like James Gunn. You don't like Peacemaker. This is its second season. All of a sudden, and you know who I'm talking about, the real shift. That
Yeah.
that retard. Like, bruh, like dude, I seen your video. You sound
Ah,
completely stupid.
double Tina.
You sound completely stupid. It's like he was trying to say, "Oh, well, I thought the show would have evolved and innovative and changed its tone and style."
I
Why would
s-
you assume that in a second season? Why?
yeah, what no.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's why I'm like, oh my freaking god. That's why I'm calling all him these names. Listen,
I
I'm pissed today. I'm pissed.
I see some people like the Snyderverse people, the first season, who said they never really watched the episodes, but they saw the clips, and they're like, this is
Yeah,
why I don't like the DC, this is why I don't like the
James Gunn.
DC or James Gunn. I'm like, you just watch the fucking clips. You don't know
Even
the
if you watch
context.
just the clips and stuff, you're okay. You don't like the sense of humor. You don't like James Gunn. We get it. But yet here you are. Peacemaker season one was 3 years ago.
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
3 years ago. So you already know
It was 3 years
James
ago. Oh my
Gunn's
god.
style. You already know James Gunn's style. You know what he's going to bring to the table. We already have a couple of projects from him, DC related. Why are you shocked that Peacemaker season two has the exact same tone as the first one? Wow, shocker. That's why they made a season two to begin with, to double down on what they did in the first season. Like, wow, is that a shock? That's literally every TV show. Like, could you imagine you decided to watch Game of Thrones and then the next season, like everything is like rainbows and unicorns and they're all making
Yeah,
cracky jokes?
it's rated PG. It's all for
Yeah,
kids.
and then you're like, well, I wanted it to be innovative. I wanted to have a different tone. Like what? Like the appeal of the show. Like when you establish a show, you establish the tone, the characters, the plot, the themes, the
Yeah,
ideas, what you're going for, and that's going to be for the
the Snyder
you just
the Snyder fans have an issue. I don't think they ever heard of black comedy.
no. Well, they don't like any type of comedy. They think
Yeah,
comedy is like somehow makes things less serious, and I don't know where this is like
that's my
internet
point.
brain
I never heard black
type of
comedy.
thinking.
Never heard black comedy.
Well, they never. I don't. These people have problems with comedy in general,
Yeah, that's true.
which I think is insanely stupid. Like, yeah, you could complain about I don't know MCU humor and the type of style that it does, but in all honesty, I don't really have a problem with any type of humor whatsoever. I mean, I never saw anybody complain about Sinners having comedy. That movie has a lot of comedy, but it's not a comedy movie. What's the problem with that? Like, do you want a movie or a show to just always be like extremely dark, intense, and there's no like moments of levity or hey, we're gonna take a breath. It's just all got to be intense. Like, no, that's
Well,
not how it works. Like, maybe if that is what the
there's
story demands
black
for,
comedy. What I mean
okay,
by like
but
it's dark
they're
comedy.
not doing
There's
that.
dark comedy shows. There's dark
Yeah.
comedy shows. Peacemaker tone is
Well, when
dark.
Snyder does jokes in his movies,
They don't land
they just ignore it.
because they're not good. Snyder's jokes in his
Well,
movies are not
forget
good.
about it landing. They think Zack Snyder doesn't have any jokes in his movies at all.
They do.
Yeah, but they do exactly.
They can't pick up on the. That's the problem. They can't pick up on the humor side of things,
No, they
right?
just uh, I don't know. They like it's just annoying that these same people come back again. Like it was on my feed, and I'm like, I want to see what this idiot says. And then I'm like, it's the same thing. Like, and I left him a comment too. I left him a comment because I'm like curious to see if one of his
For the real shift.
dumb idiots. Yeah, yeah, because I've never left him a comment before, so I just felt like leaving him a comment. And yeah, it's just stupid. Like I can understand again you not liking this thing, but it's like we're in the second season now. It's time to move on if you don't like the show. But again, he's not. Well, in his case, he's not going to because it gets him views. So he's never actually going to shut up about James Gunn. James Gunn's DCU could be more successful, and they're just going to complain about it. And by the way, Jeff Snyder, Jeff Snyder, I really do think he doesn't like James Gunn
Oh, I know.
because he's putting out this rumor that doesn't even make sense. And and I will say this: if this is what they're doing, this is a bad idea whatsoever. And we're going to be like 10 years into this thing, and it seems like everybody will constantly compare it to the old DCU. Not because, well, it's DC, but because the rumor that Jeff Snyder is saying is that the next movie that James Gunn is working on is a world's finest movie, which I really, really, truly hope that's not the case. Because that's literally what we got from the DCU. We literally got, well, besides the Supergirl movie, but we literally got Superman, and then the next movie he was in, he was teaming up with Batman. Like,
Yeah.
can you do a Batman solo movie first and then do World's Finest? Do we need to really repeat what Zack Snyder did? And yeah, I'm sure it will be better, but the constant
Yeah,
comparison
it'd be
to
better.
these two things is really annoying. It's like why
Oh,
like again, why do we have to constantly compare the new to the old? They're doing a new thing because the old thing failed. That's it. Period. It didn't do
yeah,
well.
yeah. Also, there's rumors about monkeys, right? Monkeys working with Lex Luthor, Lex Luthor employing monkeys,
Mm,
whatever. I don't
right.
know if you heard that, right? Um,
I didn't hear that one, but
I think it's a joke though, but like, Tony, I got 56K red. I got to correct Tony on something. He think I don't know if he. I'm just wondering. I don't know. Tony's not here, but if he does listen to this, Tony, but TJ too, like you guys, but Superman is not a beginning or an origin thing. It's an established
no.
universe.
Yeah.
It's an
I mean,
established
there.
universe.
This is like an. I mean, it's an introduction to this version of the character, but
Yeah,
based on what it seems like majority of the characters in the DCU have already been established.
yeah. Batman clearly is established. You saw that in Creature
Yeah,
Commandos.
the Green Lanterns
Yeah,
have been established. We
yeah.
don't know about. We just don't know about Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and who even knows what is going to happen with those three characters in particular. It seems like
And
James Gunn is avoiding them for some reason,
and
but
monkeys and apes could be a supervillain. There are supervillain.
yeah,
There are supervillain
you
apes
don't
and
need to
monkeys.
say all that. Just say Tony is gay. Tony is gay.
Tony is
The
okay.
frog is
Also,
gay.
but he was reacting to a video from who was it? 56K Friday night. Was it tights? Uh,
Right.
or something
Oh,
like that.
those
Yeah, that's
Friday
what he was.
night bitches. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But there are monkey and ape villains out there. I mean, nobody in the chat per fucking Ultra Humanite. I per Ultra Humanite. People
Yeah.
per Grodd. I'm like, I don't think Grodd. Ultra Humanite is more of a super villain. Grodd could be a bigger overall villain, but he's more of a
Mhm.
Flash villain. But
Yeah.
Ultra Humanite is a Superman villain. First and pure Superman stuff. So easily, Ultra Humanite is a scientist. I mean, he could be a scientist, turn into an ape, whatever. But I don't think they're gonna do that. But
No, they might. I mean, there might be. I mean, based on what I saw with Lex Luthor,
yeah,
apparently Lex Luthor is going to be designing and building all these contraptions to fight Superman, and they all kind of fail. So
yeah,
maybe there is some Easter egg that hints toward
yeah.
Ultrahuman, but yeah. Um, I mean, I guess we'll see.
I remember in the Peacemaker season one, we thought that ape that escaped the zoo, we thought that was gonna be called Grodd. I remember people were like,
Yeah,
"Let's go!"
yeah.
Even I fell for that. It wasn't the
It was
case.
actually a reference to another ape character. I forget his name. It was
Yeah,
not. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's probably more references to apes. Because, yeah, there's a lot of ape characters in DC for some reason.
CW Grodd was great. Yeah, this I just wanted to correct Tony on that. This is not a beginning. This is an established character. Um, not
Yeah.
right. We're just like you said. We're just
Well, I
being
think this
introduced.
is like a year. It's kind of like what the Batman did, but
Yeah,
for Superman. An established character, but it's our first time, like an
yeah.
introduction to this character.
Batman was a 1 or 2 year character. He still wasn't really
Yeah.
established. Yeah, it doesn't take 1 or 2 years to be established, right?
Well, the
A
Batman, he
big,
was established. People knew who
but
Batman was. He just was
people
like
knew who
in his
Batman
year
was,
two.
but there was more for him to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
Because it's the same with Batman Arkham Origins, right? So, Superman here.
Right.
I don't know how much to say is established here, because it seems like he established more than the Robert Pattinson's Batman. I think it's probably like more than 2 years. I would say
Hmm.
than that one. Probably like 5 years, maybe. Um,
Mm, I think 3 years. It might be 3 to 2 years.
there's a rumor going on that Lois knows that he is Superman. So
Yeah.
that stuff. I understand in the movies why after year 1 or 2 they would he reveal it to Lois, because in the movies you could do that. You know exactly have to do it in the
Hmm.
comics or a TV show right away, right? Like, um, but in the movies you have to, because you don't have much time, obviously, with the actors and with all everything else they have to do.
Right.
Um, yeah, Doom Patrol. um, Cena versus Cena. I mean, the joke is he can't see me, but we're seeing double Cena.
Yeah, double Cena. Or
Oh,
nobody.
or, or nobody. So, oh man, which comes out August 21st. What day is that? That's a Thursday. Yeah,
Thursday?
that's a Thursday. Uh, now, John Campbell put out a video. Sorry, like Peacemaker. I mean, a Peacemaker people are excited for, but Peacemaker is not Penguin's quality.
No, no, it's not that. It's a different.
Yeah,
It's more. I don't
it's
know
comic
what other
booky.
show to. It is comic booky, but it
That's why.
is. It is like a serious, like I would say dramedy.
Yeah,
It's a dramedy. That's what I would say it is, because it leans very heavy into the comedy stuff, but there is a overlying
only.
uh, drama with Peacemaker and his father, right? So,
Yeah.
and like the trauma from Suicide Squad and him feeling guilty and all that stuff like that. So I do wonder. I mean, it does, because the thing is, in the last season, his dad died, and we were going to get the whole ghost thing, right, where
Well,
Peacemaker could see his dad.
I hope
But
they're
I
still
don't.
doing that.
But here's the thing: I don't. I'm not sure if we're gonna get that though.
What
I
about his
think he
brother?
might still be alive. Well, yeah, his brother's alive.
Apparently, yeah.
Because based on this trailer, this Peacemaker who was in that mural, um, this is his same design. So it does look like his brother is still alive. I also think here there's a shot. Yeah, go back. There's something on this shelf that is a hint at his brother.
Well, there's a
So his
peacemaker.
brother could be alive.
There's a peacemaker head statue over here. Have you seen it?
Yeah, yeah, there is.
Wait a minute. It seems like this peacemaker in the back is very established, made a lot of money, is wealthy as fuck.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. But I
Yeah.
think it's because of his dad,
Yeah.
and his brother.
Well, if that peacemaker, you know how in this universe, this peacemaker, the one we've seen, he's trauma. He has his issues, right, with his dad,
Right.
family problems, right? Like his brother died, right? Like a brother died an overdose. His dad basically dis kind of disowned. He doesn't really
Believes
disown him,
him.
but installs. It doesn't really accept him. I wonder if this peacemaker
No.
behind is a different case. I wonder if
Well, his
it's
dad is abusive too, and
yeah abusive.
he's also part of the
I
KKK. So
wonder.
I mean,
I wonder the peacemaker behind him if it's a possibility that that's the opposite of the one we've seen. I wonder if the dad loved him because his
right,
father survived and they followed his
or his
dad's footsteps.
brother.
Yeah, like because you know how like for example, right? Like it's not exactly a full comparison. You know how like Tom Batman in a different universe, Tom Wayne becomes Owlman, becomes a villain after his parents' death. What if it's
Yeah,
something like that? You know, right? Like same brother, same father, but a different universe, but a different direction than the Peacemaker we went to. The Peacemaker we
right.
saw, his brother dies, his father's abusive, basically disowned them. But the Peacemaker in the back is the opposite. It's the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That could be. That's the only thing is like I that would be interesting to see, but how? Like again. I think it would be fine if they didn't have this problem of the DCU or DCEU going into the
Transition
DCU.
is.
Yeah,
Mm,
the whole like what universe is he even in? So, because it's like yeah, like I don't know, it would kind of be hard to continue the DC or the first season into a second season and then ignore what happened at the ending.
yeah.
Unless you just write the ending off as a joke, but then it's kind of strange because, well, the Justice League don't exist in this universe. That's at least one thing we know is that the characters are established, but the Justice League is not established. So that is also an interesting element of this universe. Like I said, the team that we see with Hawkgirl and all of them, they're called a different. They're like a joke team, like based on the name that's like I said in the rumor. So yeah, nobody has really established the Justice League yet. So I do wonder how would that when we do get a Justice League movie, how is that going to work out? I'm starting to think it actually might be like Justice League New Frontiers.
Mm,
That I mean, if we have two Flash established, if we have two Green Lanterns established,
three. I
um,
mean, kind of.
well, yeah, three. But I meant like
Uh,
Hal Jordan is supposed to be the is like an older
oh
Green
yeah.
Lantern. So there could be like a passing on to the torch kind of thing. I mean, again, I also do wonder if James Gunn has considered making tie-in comics because I don't know if you know this, but in the summer of this year, DC is actually coming out with a comic that's called The History of DC, and it's
Hmm.
about retconning and kind of reforming the entire history of the DC universe, which we know is all over the place, especially in comparison to Marvel because they've had so many different versions of characters based on different ages, right? You have like Golden Age Batman, and
Yeah.
some of the stuff is supposed to be all connected, but it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, how is Golden Age Batman connected to the Silver Age Batman to the current Batman? Like, it's all kind of messy. So, if James Gunn was smart, I feel like he should put out a comic that kind of gives us maybe like a general idea of what has happened in this universe. Like maybe in World War II there were a bunch of superheroes, or there was the Justice Society in World War II, right? Like just establish some like basic things about the history, so then we can understand what it's like. Because just going off of a couple of movies to say everything is established,
Yeah.
the that okay, if it's everything has been established, then it's going to be up to interpretation what is
How
established and what isn't.
how do you explain that to regular people?
Yeah, I mean,
Would they care?
Marvel is pretty simple. It's like, listen, if it hasn't been in the movies, it hasn't been established until we
Yeah.
say so.
Yeah.
Which, if the DCU, I mean, you could still apply that to this DCU, but again, like I said, the Justice League. It seems like, based on what we've seen, it really does seem like the Justice League doesn't exist, even though the core characters have been established for quite some time. So that's also going to be interesting. So and another thing too, I keep bringing mentioning all these different things, but will certain Justice League members work for the government, or will they be their own offshoot thing? Like
Batman never
Superman,
would.
no, Batman, yeah, we know Batman wouldn't, but Superman has worked with the
Wonder Woman
government
might.
before. Yeah, Wonder Woman might, but in some cases, Wonder Woman is against the government.
Yeah. Um.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see
S-
how they handle that.
Superman. Yeah, Superman might because he has obviously. Um. I think most of the vigilantes in Gotham wouldn't.
No,
Like.
yeah. Well, I
Um,
mean, Batman does work with the police, which is technically the government, but you know what I mean.
yeah, but the
Different
government
case.
knows. But the American government, like there's like a Waller and there's others like
Yeah.
people like
See,
that.
Batman works more with like municipal government.
Yeah. Um. The thing about DC is not like Marvel, where a lot of a lot of characters would work with the government because the Avengers
Hmm.
basically work with the government, formed after the government, basically formed from the government, right? Um, but there's a vigilante side of Marvel, especially in New York. DC focuses a lot more on vigilantes than Marvel does, right? Like,
Hmm.
right? That's the difference, right? Like, what other cities besides LA in New York has vigilantes in Marvel? In DC, you can name five,
Hmm.
6 cities with their own vigilantes: Batman, Superman,
Yeah, Green
Metropolis,
Arrow.
Gotham, Central City, yeah, New York, Coast City. You know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
right, right. And Oliver Queen wouldn't trust the government either, based on his political
No.
beliefs, right? All right, because
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the DC, and that's something we never got in the
yeah,
movies was that yeah, the DC characters are kind of sporadic in terms of how, like what level, like if they work with the government or not.
yeah,
So, and the thing is, like in the Superman movie, if he is traveling around the world, I'm going to, again, these are all just assumptions just to make this clear, right? Because again, we haven't seen the movie. I'm just going off of speculation and trailers
of
and
course.
what we've seen from
Nobody has seen the
Creature
movie
Commandos, right?
yet.
Yeah. But if Superman is supposed to be traveling in international countries, it's probably likely he's not going to work for the government because that would cause problems. If he's an
Yeah,
agent of the government of the U.S. government, I mean, then he's a soldier for the U.S. government. I don't know if they'll
yeah. The
ever
thing
talk about
is,
that in a movie, but that could be an interesting
that
plot point.
that's the difference between him and Captain America, right? Like,
Right.
Captain America kind of works for the government, even though his principles are supposed to be more than just about American values. It's supposed to put upon the world, like on a bigger, grander scale with the world values. But Superman's like that too. But
Mhm.
Superman is not really agent of the of America of the U.S. Even though a lot of values he believes in, he could say it's American values, but
Mhm.
it depends. Like, it depends. Like, that's the thing is, Superman and Captain America are they're similar in some ways, but they're a little bit they're different in other ways, right?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
even
Captain
Captain America at
America.
times, even Captain America at times was go against his own government,
Yeah. I mean,
right?
Captain America is called Captain America, but
Yeah,
yeah, he doesn't really represent. He's not a government agent or soldier of the United
yeah.
States. That's
He has
I mean, he was at one point, but that's not what he does currently.
he's he doesn't really have a political agenda, Captain America, right? Like, he does what he
Right.
thinks is right, right?
Well, I mean,
He's not.
his idea, I think Captain America represents the ideas of America, but I think those ideas can
Yeah,
represent more than just America, right?
yeah. Well, he should
It's
represent
kind
what
of
America should be
it,
about,
I
not
mean,
what
that was
America.
the reason why they even introduced Nomad in the first place was because Captain America, like they were kind of like, yeah, him being called Captain America is a little bit weird if he's supposed to just represent these values that should be, in every country, right? Like freedom of speech or,
Well,
freedom to be
he
who
was
you
created during the
are.
World War II, right? Like
Right,
Superman, they're both created during World War II, and that was against fascism. And America was about democracy, right?
right.
Democracy versus
Well,
fascism.
hold on, give me a second.
All right, right, guys. That's why it was created. Captain America, Superman, right? It was against fascism. The American values was about democracy, freedom. Where in the 1940s we had World War II going on with the Nazis, who were authoritarian, fascists, trying to take over the world. So yeah, for that time, I understand why they become Captain America. It was not a. It was about American values representing democracy. Hmm. Yeah, Blind will be back. I actually gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, I'm back. What were you saying? Oh, I guess he just right when I opened up, he left. But yeah, I'm curious to see how the universe is established. DCU Civil War in the works. DCU Civil War could be interesting. I don't know. I don't know how exactly you would frame it, but it could be interesting. I just think the DCU has a lot of legwork to do if it is going to go about this idea that the characters are already established. The characters are already established, then I mean, what aspects of them or of their characters have been established, right? I mean, that's the
Sorry,
thing.
Brian.
Like, no, it's
I
okay.
was at the bathroom. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
So, what
No,
was
I
I?
was just saying, like, I think the one issue that the DCU could have is with their universe, if they're giving creators freedom to do whatever they want, then, and I know James Gunn is overseeing everything, but what is exactly established with a character? Like, with Hal Jordan being much older and he's been Green Lantern for much longer, has he interacted with other heroes? Has he uh, been on a team
Yeah, the thing
that
is,
isn't just the Green Lantern Corps? Like,
I
what
think
exactly is established?
I think if you establish major events that happen from the comics and you establish them in the DCU that they say they mentioned in whatever the live adaptations, I think comic book fans might want to actually see that event, not just hear it mentioned. You know, like right, you want to see that event. You don't want to hear it have it mentioned, right? Like, yeah, this happened. Yeah, Superman died 2 years ago, but people will be like, actually, I want to see that. How did he die? Instead
Yeah,
of like,
yeah. I mean, I agree. I don't, if, especially if it's okay. Like one of the rumors, and this could not be true, but there's a rumor saying that Hal Jordan was parallax, and that's why he's kind of like on the fringes of being a Green Lantern, or he's
oh,
currently
so
not a Green Lantern. But if that is the case, that's a pretty big
that's huge.
character development, right? To like, I guess in theory, yeah,
That
you could do that, but it's like I don't know. I think people would
all that me,
rather see the details than it just be told
all
to
that
us.
means to me is that all that means if he was parallax and obviously went in the comics when he was parallax, yeah, he did some horrible shit, but it wasn't in control. All that means to me that parallax is coming back in the show in some way. That's all I think it means. You don't mention stuff like that without the returning of parallax. And so that's what I think is happening. We shouldn't. Yeah, how long was the Superman established? Like, like with some. See, like the Grassy thinks the death of Superman happened, but I mean, I don't know if I want to see it again after BVS. I don't know, Blinder. But do you want to see the death of Superman again?
Mm, not. I don't know. Like, if the, sorry, I have bad hiccups right now. Sorry.
All right.
Okay. Um, I'm not. I really like. Do I really want to see a death of Superman again? Not necessarily. But I just think it would be really weird where it's like, here's all these major events that have happened, and we're never going to really show you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind if it's like a couple of major events that are not like we kind of don't need to see them again. But like the death of Superman, it's like it's kind of like the Phoenix Force. It's like you kind of have to show that again, even though we've seen it so many times in live action. Like there's certain things where it's like if you're going to say that it happened, I'd rather you just show us it and then make it different,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or
Yeah, do it differently,
don't,
obviously.
yeah, or make it differently, or don't. If it has already happened, then don't make it like, oh yeah, the death of Superman happened and Doomsday was there and all the stuff that happened in the comics happened in the movie. That's another thing too. Is like remember when people were complaining about Cersei? A lot of people's complaints about Cersei and Creature's Commandos was based on her comic counterpart.
Yeah, that's my
And
complaint.
in my opinion, I think it was a bad idea to show that character in that show because
Thank
the
you.
character the character first off, I don't think really played a significant role. It could have been any other character. It could have been a new character, entirely made up character that filled that character's role, and the story would have never changed. It still would have been the same story. And the fact that
Agreed.
people were complaining about her powers, which in my opinion, I never complain about powers because let's be honest, they never really establish the powers in a way that makes sense. It's usually just like, oh, this character can do this now out of the blue. Like remember like when Thor had the power of giving his power to all these kids? Like
Yeah,
that's never been established. Like we've never even alluded to that idea. But it just happened because it looks cool. It's like, okay, fine, right?
yeah.
But if we're supposed to now compare what is in the comics to the movies, I think that's just going to get really confusing because then you're like, well, okay, is this thing established? Is this thing not established? And I'll give you another a good example of the problem with this because, and this is a problem only DC has. Okay, in my opinion, Marvel does not have this problem because they have a seamless continuity, and even though it might get confusing at times, they stick with the continuity.
They stick with the
So
plan. Yes, they do.
yeah, they stick with it.
Hmm.
So when the New 52 came around, right? There was a major problem where if these are supposed to be new versions of the character that are semi-established, then how does a year five Batman have all of the Bat family? That makes no sense. So if they're going to do that in the movies where they say this is a 10-year-old Batman and he's like in his late 30s, early 40s, it's like, so he has the entire Bat family already established? Like, I don't know. Don't you think you would rather show us the build up to those characters because we haven't even seen some of these characters in live action, and you're just going like, "Oh, here's Dick Grayson as Nightwing immediately," and you're like, "I get it. People should kind of know who Dick Grayson is, but they're going to lose out on the connection of that character. It's now just going to be the connection with Nightwing and not so much the transition of Dick Grayson going from Robin to Nightwing." So personally, I'm not a big fan of that because it's like the MCU already did such a good job of
And you
establishing our connection with the characters.
you rob so much of the Nightwing and the Batman relationship right there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, same thing with if Barbara is already Oracle or Jason is already
Yeah,
Red Hood, and like the fact that we're like, I'm still like really on the fence of the idea of Damian Wayne being the Robin of the DCU, and I only say this because that entire comic was really about taking all of the years established with Batman and saying like we're gonna flip it on its head. We haven't seen Robin in a live action movie teaming up with Batman for what the almost 30 years?
20 years, almost 30
No,
years. Yeah,
almost 30 years. Right? 19, what was it?
2027 would be 30 years. Yeah, it's
2000? No, in a live action movie?
yeah, 2027 because Batman and
Yeah.
Robin came out
Okay. Yeah. In
2097, right?
97. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That shows. So
He debuted 30 years live action. Batman Forever came out in 95.
yeah, we haven't seen
Oh,
Batman and
and
Robin team up, and now we're going straight to the newest Robin. That
Dark Knight Rises doesn't count.
I would in all honesty like people have to understand like there's too much continuity in DC for this to all make sense. And if you were to do a Batman movie, I think you probably want to do a Batman movie where like every movie it's like a different, like maybe you skip a couple of years. That's why I was saying they might as well my argument again. I don't I don't really believe in this anymore like I was like a couple of months ago. But I really strongly believe that they should have just stuck with Robert Pattinson, not because he's already established, but because Robert Pattinson, the next movie you could introduce a Robin, and in a third movie you can introduce a different Robin, and you could skip years, and you can almost have 5 movies of Batman that is like, it's almost like every
Oh,
movie is like a snippet of his career.
if the Batman Part 2 ever gets made, yeah.
Because you can't have an entire trilogy with one Robin and then do another trilogy with a different Robin. It that's way too much. You know what I mean? Like, people have to understand, the actors get old, movies get expensive. This takes years to make, decades to make.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not feasible. So you have to find another way of doing it. And I think jumping to the newest incarnation is not the solution, in my opinion. We'll see how it goes, but that's just my opinion on it. Like, just so you know, because I know other people are gonna have a different opinion. Some people don't necessarily care, but I'm just kind of skeptical about that aspect.
And also, they maybe gonna be in a Teen Titans movie. Maybe.
Mm.
DCU Batman. I don't know about gonna need a 9 movie arc. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's like a 6 movie arc or a 6 movie arc. I don't know about that. First, they gotta get the Matt Reeves thing. I don't know what's up with that. Like, that's the Batman Part 2. Looks like a mess. The production. Annie Machietti. I don't know what's going on with that. Like, Brave and Bold. Um, can't be fucking up a Batman, guys. Like, you could focus on Superman and all of that. Supergirl. But at the end of the day, people are gonna still question, "Where's Batman? Where's Batman? Where's Batman?" Like, it's Batman's DC moneymaker. Yeah, 6 movie arc. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, like, oh, they're doing a Teen Titans movie. I mean, Robin, or yeah, like Nightwing. If they really want to do something with the Bat family, they should make a Bat family movie. I should feel like that. With Batgirl, Nightwing, Batman, Robin, Red Hood teaming up to take down some, I don't know, whatever villains. Something like that. Like a Bat family movie would be interesting. Or an Outsiders movie. Um, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know how old the actor is going to be DCU Batman. Is he? What do you think? You want to see DCU Batman get this No Way Home the Tom Holland what's it no the Tom Holland treatment get 3 movies. They do another 3 movies in a new arc. I don't know. I don't know if you think do that with Batman. Depends on the actor. Like Tom Holland was really young when he signed up to be Spider Man. But now he's like, I don't know. I think he's just turned 30 maybe. So for an act, I guess. I mean, they do it in Marvel. They kind of do it in Marvel where character. I don't know. Batman or Gotham Knights. Let's see. I want Batman to be mentioned in this. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. I was listening. I just was eating, and I just wanted you to
Yeah.
talk a little because, yeah, my hiccups was bad. Um, yeah, I'm not sure about I think we'll get lots of Batman movies, but that's the thing, right? Like, if you do a lot of Batman movies and we have everybody established, then everybody's kind of established. There's not really like character growth there, in my opinion. Like you're not going to see Dick Grayson turn into Nightwing. Like, that's
No.
kind of my issue with it. It's like, Like look at a character like Bucky, right? In the MCU. The character was a villain. Then we had an entire movie about Captain America standing up for him, despite doing all these terrible things. And then he was in Infinity War. He had that brief cameo in Endgame, where everybody's shows up. And then he has his own TV show, and then he's on the Thunderbolts, and now he's leading this new Avengers. Like, there's a lot of character growth, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just kind of simplifying it, but we know his arcs and we know the things that he went through, and that makes him a character that a lot of people like because we got to see all of that. And that's the one thing that I feel like a lot of the superhero movies kind of forget is that the comics have to stay at the status quo because these characters go on for years and years and years.
Hmm.
But in a movie, so Sebastian Stan is not going to be playing that character for the next 20
No.
years, right?
No.
At some point, he's going to be done. So you have to, if you
People.
want these things to be meaningful and for people to like the characters, then the characters have to evolve in the movie. There's no staying at a status quo. It's a movie. It's not a comic book.
Yeah, comic book characters could live long, but the person portraying the comic book character live action is not going to be. It's not going to be playing that
Yeah,
character forever.
they're not going to play that character
And there,
forever.
and
And
somebody else will play that character eventually.
yeah,
Like,
and the character, if Bucky was always just the villain that they went up against, would he be an interesting character? Would he be a beloved character? Probably not.
hmm
And that's kind of my point is that they have to evolve the character. And I think if we do see Jason Todd evolve into Robin, or not Robin, but evolve from Robin to Red Hood, and we see his anger and we see why he's upset at Batman, don't you like don't you think that will make him a more popular character because people have invested time into his arc? Like that's the reason why people like the characters in the comics is because they've seen the transition, they've seen all the actual history of it fold on the page, and that's why they love the characters. That's why the stories work because there's established history, and that's the thing that people don't understand is that you don't necessarily need to. You don't. I mean, you can read all of these comics, but if you're really just like okay, I like Jason Todd, and you read all the stuff with Jason Todd, some things will bother you, but then other things feel like natural progressions where it feels like okay, now it's all making sense.
yeah.
And that's why you end up liking the character because of the history and what they went through. Like people love Spider-Man because it's like Spider-Man went from
Nope.
being this kid that everybody was like a dorky kid,
Nope.
and then he transitioned into an
Nope.
adult, and they
You
took
know
that
what's a
away
good?
from him.
You know what's a good study case that didn't do it? Who didn't do that very well? Marvel with Natasha. All we got was
Hmm.
hints of Natasha as a little bit of her past, but it
Right.
wasn't until Black Widow we got to know a lot more about her. And like,
Hmm.
really, right? Like,
Yeah, that was stupid of them to do that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think she would have been a more. I mean, I think people like her just because we've seen her in the movies and stuff, and we did see some issues that she went through, right? Like in Age of Ultron, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't like
No, it was
it
little though.
wasn't it wasn't the same as what Tony went through, right? And even Bruce Banner, like someone on Twitter said
Or
that posted when Hulk transformed or Banner transforms into the Hulk in Avengers. That was the last time we've ever seen Bruce Banner transform into the Hulk.
oh
I
yeah,
didn't even
yeah.
know that. I didn't even pick up on that. I was like, yeah, that's actually crazy that 13 years ago was the last time we ever saw Bruce Banner actually transform into the Hulk. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like
Oh,
that's such a poor core part of the character.
he turned into the Hulk when oh my god, when the
Yeah.
scene just started. Okay, we actually don't see it.
No, no, yeah, we've never. I think maybe in Thor Ragnarok he detransitions, and
Yeah.
yeah, in Infinity War he's Hulk, and then he
No,
I think maybe he detransitions when he's in um, Doctor
yeah, he
Strange's
goes. We've
thing.
seen him go back to being Bruce Banner, human form. We've seen that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
but we never
okay,
seen him transform into the Hulk,
yeah.
like
Oh
since
man, I didn't
since
realize
Avengers.
that.
Yeah, and then some bozo, all these bozos, they never. They're like, yeah, but we saw the Red Hulk, and yeah, I'm not talking about Red Hulk. I'm talking about Bruce Banner, and the thing is, like, Bruce Banner's transformation into the Hulk is way more emotionally impactful to that character than it was for Ross. Like, we like, yeah, Ross was a hothead, but we don't even know his trauma and his abuse. Like, that's that's the whole point of the Hulk's character. So it's like, I don't know. Some people, I feel like they kind of don't understand. Like, they see the characters and they like the characters, but I don't think they're like super invested into the storytelling of it. And that's the part that's like kind of annoying.
Okay.
Because, oh, off topic. What is this? Off topic. Have you seen this video of fixing the
Why?
MCU Phase One by?
Why
No, I
Phase
don't
One
know who
doesn't need
that
to
guy
be
is.
fixed. Phase One doesn't need to be fixed. It's
Oh, is
fine.
it like by why are they complaining? No, I haven't. I know some people make these like videos of like, what if the MCU had all the rights to the characters, or what if the it was like the inverse, like they own the the X-Men, Fantastic Four, but they didn't own Captain America and Iron Man.
Oh
I
well,
seen
the
like
thing
videos
is,
like that, but I
Phase
didn't
One.
see that
Well,
particular video.
Phase One did need to be fixed. It was fine because it led to Avengers movie,
Mm.
and it did not need to be fixed. Well, post Avengers is still Phase One, right?
Post Avengers, no, no, that
No.
goes into Phase Two. Iron
Okay.
Man 3 is Phase 2.
So Phase One did not need to be fixed. There's no need for the fix. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Avengers movie. Um.
I think phase one, two, and three, they might have like movies where they're not the greatest, but I think overall it works. Like it's like
Yeah.
they did what they had to do, and then they used the pieces that they had, and they made a competent story. That's how I see it. Like,
Yeah. Nobody.
it's
Yeah. We don't have the. There's nobody. We had the crescents for the Infinity Saga like they have for the Multiverse Saga. The Multiverse Saga
yeah,
has a lot of continuity issues, questionable issues, connecting
yeah,
issues, understanding issues, because it seems like they're all over the place with the more focus on multiverse. And
mhm.
here's the weird thing. Here's the weird thing. We got like I pointed this out. The way people go into the multiverse, the Marvels. How did a fucking proton go into the other universe? Like, what the fuck is that? So that's a way to get to another multiverse. Also,
Yeah. That was the incursions that the
yeah,
incursions. And yeah, in that movie, they established that it's kind of like a portal that
yeah.
that is like opening up, that is like merging the two universes,
Okay,
and
okay. You know what?
that's what an incursion looks
I don't
like.
know if anybody pointed us out. Doctor Strange and Spider-Man: No Way Home. I think you know why to connect. I know they're a little bit connected in some way, but here's the thing: there's a flaw with these two movies. You know how we have American Chavez that goes to different universes, right?
Hmm.
Right? You know,
Right.
remember Spider-Man: No Way Home? Remember what? Remember what Ned Leeds did? Leeds did. Remember he had the thing to
Um.
open up the portal
Yeah.
and all
You
those two other
open up.
Spider-Man.
Right.
Um,
Well. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Those two Spider-Mans were in the MCU. They were because of the
oh,
spell. Yeah. They didn't really do a good job explaining this, but they were just around like New
okay,
York
that
City,
makes sense. Yes,
and so when he pulls up the portal,
that's
he was trying to bring his Peter, but it actually found the other Peters that were in New York.
okay. They should explain better.
Yeah, that's what it was. He didn't pull them from another universe. They were in the MCU, walking around because of the spell. Like, basically they ended up in the MCU, similar to how the villains did.
Here's the thing. Okay, okay. Yeah, well, that's a typical Marvel in this late in this saga. They don't explain things well as of late.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's. I think they probably did that because they wanted the surprise. So, but
Yeah,
it
that's what
also
they
makes
want,
you
obviously.
wonder too. It also makes you wonder too, like what because remember we did see Venom. Venom was brought into the MCU. So I wonder, like, was there other characters that were actually brought into the MCU? They just didn't
Remember, there was
interact with
supposed to
them.
be Venom was supposed to be part of the MCU. No, was
Yeah,
they were close to doing a movie.
yeah, and then they
Yeah,
didn't.
that would have been a huge. That would be a mega hit. I mean, the Spider-Man movies do well, but Spider-Man and Venom
Mhm.
movie together. Oh my god!
Yeah, that would have obviously done extremely well.
They Sony and Marvel missed a huge opportunity there. Freaking hope opportunity. Like,
Well, I wonder now too that if this Tom Hardy's Venom is gone, we're not going to see him ever again. Are we going to finally get an MCU Venom? And if we do get an MCU Venom, what would he even look like? Like, would they
what?
want to do an Ultimate Spider-Man Venom where
Harry
Peter and
Osborn.
Eddie Brock are maybe
Already.
around the
Oh,
same
that's a good
age?
point. Oh, what about isn't that symbiote still in the MCU? 616?
Yeah, who even knows about that? Because they changed it up, right? It's some stupidness.
I fucking hate it. It's because I fucking hate it when they did
That's okay.
bait and switch at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
Oh, that pissed me off. That really pissed me off when I saw when Venom Left to Be Carnage with after credit scene. Venom gets transported to the MCU 616 universe. And you see Tom Holland Spider-Man on screen, and you see No Way Home, and you see Venom in that universe, and all of a sudden, because of Doctor Strange, he gets teleported back to. You know what they should have done? They should have Venom be part of. They should have Venom part of No Way Home. I'm sorry, in a bigger role
Yeah.
instead of wasting
I
him
mean,
like that.
I don't understand why they just. I still don't understand what was the point of having 5 villains and not 6.
Yeah.
Like I mean, there was Rhino. Rhino could have been on the been the 6th member. Venom's not necessarily a Sinister Six member, but I guess like it's not that big of a deal, right? Like
No.
for Venom to be on the team.
It's
So
just that. It was just like what the. It was just a race. A race.
yeah, it was just it was weird. It
Like
was weird because it's like, what are we? Well, are we ever going to see those versions of Spider-Man villains in the MCU again?
probably not.
Yeah,
And
that to me
Vulture.
is like
Oh,
disappointing.
they should have. They should have. Oh yeah, the
Not
Vulture.
Vulture, like the characters who were
They should,
Sandman, Green Goblin. Those characters were
yeah.
never in the MCU, right?
Mysterio. Oh, the thing is, the
Mysterio
problem.
was in the
But he's
concept
dead.
art.
He's dead.
Yeah, and he was dead. I'm
Um,
pretty sure they're not going to bring him
I
back.
mean, technically, Vulture could have joined. He wasn't transported yet to the Morbius universe, and the fuck that
But
made no sense either.
I still think it should have been Rhino. Rhino was the character who it was in the other movies,
Yes,
and if it was supposed to just be a team of the villains in the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield movies, then Rhino should have been on the team.
that but I
Because
hated
Rhino
that.
was the only. I mean,
Plan.
they did have Harry Osborn, Green Goblin, but we were not. What's the point of having 2 Green Goblins,
I
right?
hated
You
that
might as
Rhino though.
well. Yeah, but they could have.
Yeah,
I mean, they remember they did change the characters when they got to the MCU, like visually. Like Electro got his
yeah.
yellow electricity. So yeah, and the thing is, another thing too is like the Lizard barely did fucking jack shit.
This was
Like you
just there.
forget, like the Lizard is there in the movie. Yeah,
The actor wasn't even there filming. It was just like,
no,
yeah, the lizard did jack shit. It's just true. That's true. It's really. It's just. Yeah, I don't know what else. Like, yeah, the thing is, the MCU used a lot of villains from No Way Home Spider-Man villains. So obviously, Mister Negative is somebody they're gonna use. But I mean, I like to see him use a 616 Green Goblin
mm,
or like I don't know, uh, Hobgoblin.
mm,
Like fucking Craven's gone. They can use Craven.
yeah. I mean, I guess they could use Craven. Like they could use all the characters. Like Morbius. They could use. The thing is, like, I don't know if we'll ever have Spider-Man owned fully by Disney because at this point, like, I feel like the Sony movies, like Sony is clearly stretching what they could do with the character, and at the
Yeah,
same time, I feel like if Marvel owned the character, then they could do way more stuff with him that isn't just, doing villain movies.
yeah. It's
So
it's clear
yeah.
Sony doesn't want to give like 100% to Marvel, right? Like they don't want to sell 100% of everything to Disney. They want to keep
Mhm.
it. They want to keep Spider Man.
Yeah.
Scorpion, yeah, like Scorpion's
Hmm.
seriously. Maybe Scorpion will get the Ghost treatment eventually. Like hasn't been around since 2018, so maybe they'll get the Ghost treatment. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, there's still Shocker. Uh, that guy's still around, right? Shocker. I mean, he was a kind of wasted villain. I never expected
Yeah.
him to be a major villain anyway. Shocker. This is Tinker. Um,
Hmm.
who else? I don't know. Like,
Oh, by the way, I know that they cast that actress. I was wondering where she was from. I was like, I seen her before. She's from The Bear. I don't
oh,
think she's Miles Morales' mom. She's a little too older. She's too. I feel like she's too old to be Miles' mom. And I also believe she's playing a villain.
who is who?
They
Hmm.
said that they're casting for a female villain. I have no clue what this movie is going to be about, but I guess we could throw out the idea that it takes place on Battle World because that's not going to happen.
No, I think I heard it's gonna take place in New York.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like one of those prequel movies. That's right.
yeah, like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, or like Captain Marvel. Well, Captain Marvel's a big. Yeah. Um, or a landlord. Yeah, people are making a connection
Mm,
with Miles Morales' mother because the actress is Puerto Rican, and
yeah,
Miles Morales is part Puerto Rican, right, from the mother's side.
yeah.
Now, if they hire like a black male actor that's kind of bald or has a little bit of hair, yeah, maybe there's something to that. Like I didn't believe it. I don't
Mm,
believe it's Miles Morales either. I think
yeah.
Sony,
I think
if
Sony doesn't want an
yeah,
MCU Miles Morales, and that's the reason why we like until the his animated movie's done. I think that's when we'll get MCU Miles
yeah,
Morales.
yeah.
Because
I
yeah,
think
I
this,
mean Donald Glover is just like they got to do something with Donald Glover. I mean he's gonna
remember,
be probably around the perfect age now to play
yeah.
his uncle. So
He did like Miles Morales is mentioned in the MCU. He did say he have a nephew.
yeah, no, and we did see him again. Remember he was in Spider Verse.
Yeah, he was. He was kind of locked up in the Spider Verse,
Yeah,
whatever the place they call it with the
yeah, and he had a
multiverse.
costume on too.
Yeah, the Prowler. I mean, technically,
Yeah,
Miles Morales is in the MCU because he did mention him in. He didn't mention by name, but he mentioned he had a nephew.
yeah, the post credit scene. Yeah. And we're
Yeah,
coming up on 10 years
yeah. I mean,
from that.
yeah. I mean, like it's perfect timing.
MCU going to be Tom Holland,
Come on, Miles.
Miles. Well, yeah, that's another thing too. Like, what is Miles in the MCU going to be like? Because they pretty much made Tom Holland like Miles Morales.
Yeah, like Tom Holland's like so really young. I know he's going to be like he's going to be like young. I mean, he just graduated high school, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be so young. I know in no way. I know in the Spider-Man games, he's still young, but he's not like in the low 20s. He's in maybe mid 20s or 30s, trying to travel
Hmm.
his life. So I can understand why in those games to be a mentor to Miles Morales, but a 21 to 22-year-old Spider-Man is not really a good mentor to a teenager. If you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know. If Peter Parker's like 23 and Miles is like 16 or 17, then you could still be a mentor at that age. Like, it's not that,
I
I
mean,
don't think that's that
yeah.
big of a deal.
I mean, he was
That's the
mentored by
age that he
basically
was in the game.
Iron Man. He was basically mentored by Iron Man. John Favreau's character
I mean,
Happy.
there's always different types of mentorships, right? So I
Yeah.
don't think it's that. I personally don't think that's that big of a deal. I just think,
Oh, Miss. I don't. The thing is, the thing with Tom Holland Spider-Man, he's smart, intelligent. I don't see any leadership
Mhm.
qualities in him.
Not
Eh,
yet, at least.
Yeah, not yet, right? And because he seems like so, I know Peter Parker's a nerd, but he seems so nervous at times, right?
Yeah.
Like awkward. And look, we want, and he is, but as he gets, but we know when he's in his 20s and 30s, he's not awkward anymore. He's not awkward. That awkwardness goes away.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
um, but Tom Holland Spider-Man is the most awkward. I think he's the most awkward Spider-Man of the three compared to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield, like people, he was a handsome Spider-Man. He is awkward too. It's just the problem is it wasn't believable because he's too good looking,
Hmm.
right? Like that's okay.
Diddy 6K says whoever's
And that's the
writing
thing about
for
that's the
Sony
thing about
Miles, keep them.
and that's the thing about champions. If they do the champion show, who's gonna lead the Young Avengers? Kate Bishop, I guess.
Hold on, wait. I just remember something. 56K warning. Okay, so you were talking about a guy. This is an off note. This is not nothing to do with comic book stuff. You were talking about the last time in my chat about a channel called Mr. Spaghetti 12. And I was like, I don't know who that guy is, right? So I looked up his channel, right? And I'm like, I've never seen this guy's videos, right? Dude, I'm in the comment section 10 years ago. I'm like, what? I was so freaking confused. I'm like, I don't remember this guy at all. But I'm in the comments saying lol and shit. And my comment is like 9 years old. So I was like, I must have been subbed to this guy's channel, unsubscribed. Yeah, and it was like on his like the last video that he had, if you go and look, you can see me in the comments. So
Mr.
I don't
Spaghetti.
remember the guy at all, but yeah, bang
Mr.
bang and
Spaghetti.
shit. Yeah, yeah. He was a troll though for sure. Like just watching the videos, you're like, yeah, like he was talking about some Nintendo dudes and stuff. I'm not sure if people have seen this, but the Nintendo fanboys are acting up.
Yes, they are.
They're like
Yeah.
they're going nuts because yeah, blind is a crumb side degenerate. Yeah, I don't even remember me posting the comments, man. That's how crazy shit was. But yeah, so Nintendo Switch dudes now are like they're going crazy, right? Because they're like, oh, the Switch 2 is powerful and it can run Cyberpunk. So now they're going because Switch 2 can run Cyberpunk and it's like a series. They're trying to equate it to a Series S, which it's not. They're now saying,
Oh
oh, GTA 6 is definitely coming to Switch 2.
no, it's not.
Just based on it's
I
not.
I'm getting a Switch
It's
too.
fucking
I'm
not.
I look. I know I'm getting a Switch too, but I'm not that gullible. That's naive.
First off, one, like we don't even know what GTA is even performing at, and we have some
Still not coming
idea,
to Switch too.
but it's going to be too demanding for a Switch 2. Like it's
You
probably
see that
really
graphic?
demanding
You
for
see that graphics you saw
PlayStation
in the
5.
trailer? The graphics you saw in the trailer. I don't think a Switch 2 can handle that.
No, I don't think so at all. And the Switch 2 is not equivalent to a Series S. I don't know where these people are getting that from. We've just seen benchmarks that say that the CPU, which would be the most important part of, like GTA open world games are extremely demanding on the CPU.
Yeah.
So if the CPU is below a Steam Deck, I mean, nobody thinks the Steam Deck could run GTA 6. So you think the Switch 2 is going to be able to run GTA 6? That's just insane. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Switch 2 is going to get GTA 5 because for whatever reason they never put that on Switch, even though it could run on Switch. It's a PS3 game. Why couldn't it run on Switch? So yeah, I think some of these like all of a sudden now they're comparing like Metroid Prime 4 to
That was
like what I think it was Killzone 2. They're comparing it to like Marathon, and it's like when have Nintendo dudes ever compared their games to like PlayStation 5 games? Like it's so weird. Like all of a sudden they have this weird switch up. Like they didn't care about graphics, but now all of a sudden You guys get some good graphics, which, by the way, good graphics right now. In like 2 years, it's going to be out of date. Like whatever they're hyping up is just stupidness. Yeah, the Steam Deck can't even run on or Cyberpunk can't run on Steam Deck, but it is performing better on the Switch too, but not by much. Like the Steam Deck can't hold a stable 40 FPS in Cyberpunk, but the Switch can. Like it's not that big of a difference. And the only reason why the Switch is able to even hold a constant frame rate is because it has DLSS. That's the only reason why. It's all being upscaled.
All
So
right.
this idea that, the Switch 2 could run GTA, that's bullshit. It's
Yeah.
100% bullshit.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Oh
We're gonna end
shit.
it
If you
here.
guys want, I could boot up a stream after Aaron ends it. And
Yeah, I'm
we
gonna
can
end it
continue
now,
there.
guys. Go watch Blinded stream if he's gonna do one. Make sure like, share,
Yeah, I'm
subscribe,
gonna
comment
do it
below.
right now.
We're gonna look at Last of Us tomorrow, episode 5, the death of
Episode
Nora.
5.
Oh, did I spoil that? Okay, whatever.
If you guys got time, you hop over to my stream. I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna play.
Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Also, by the way, Andor, the last 3 episodes, Andor, great.
Hmm.
Uh, then I'm so I don't know. Okay, so well, go watch Andor if you guys are interested. But yeah, I was thinking stuff for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Definitely. I don't know yet. What
Hmm.
might do a week cup of Andor. Finish it off. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I hope a Superman trailer drops. I fucking hope an Ironheart trailer drops so I can shit on it. So I feel like I will shit on it.
Ironheart, yeah,
And yeah,
Ironheart is looking like they're gonna hide this shit, and
yeah.
and they're gonna pretend it didn't exist. They might drop
all the
it as a binge. That's my prediction. It's gonna come
all
out as a
goodwill
binge.
with Thunderbolts, and then fucking Ironheart. They're lucky Fantastic Four comes in a month after.
Yeah, that's why we'll see. Another bet I have: Ironheart binge
Yeah.
day one. They're
Oh,
gonna get rid of
you
that
hear
shit
the
as fast as
report?
possible.
You hear the report in the future MCU streaming shows? They're not gonna have any movie character, any character introduced in the movie be in the future MCU shows. Did you hear that?
Yeah, yeah, I heard that.
I don't believe that for a second. I think that's bullshit.
I don't. I
I
think
think.
it's true. I think it's
Oh,
true.
you think so?
Yep. I think they what was it? I think they said it was Vision Quest is gonna be the last
Oh,
show that's gonna have
well,
a
they
movie
haven't.
character.
That means the Rumor Show Champions is not going to be if it's not going to be a Disney Plus show because if it's true that America Chavez is in it, America Chavez is introduced in the
There's
movies.
a movie character.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
guys. Make sure
thinking.
to like.
I'm thinking they don't even do it.
I think so too. I don't think it's going to happen either. Nobody's. It's beyond. Okay, before everybody in, nobody's really gravitated towards the young,
The
the
Young
young,
Avengers.
except maybe Kate Bishop and maybe Miss Marvel. But I find Miss Marvel annoying, and I
Yeah,
know you two do.
I think they should get away. They should get away from that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
There's no point in doing that.
Yeah. All right, later, guys. I'll see you
Without it.
tomorrow for episode 5, the death of Nora.
Peace. Fuck Diddy and
Where's
fuck
episode 5?
Reddit.
No, it is episode 5 tomorrow.